Yep, that's true. That's true because they all of a sudden they get famous. You know, it's something about fame that I always said. Um, Fame is like it should be like a staircase, meaning that you get famous slowly and you go up, 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 up. Same thing as money. You start making a little bit and a little more, a little more, a little more, a little more, so that once you get up there, super famous or super rich, you know how to handle. The problem of reality shows or people who get famous overnight is that all of a sudden they get exposed to a lot of money or a lot of fame, a lot of light to them, and then after a year, all the money is gone, all the fame is gone, and then they get frustrated or they get miserable. And you need for that kind of thing to be, you need to learn to, if you took the elevator, you have to learn on the spot how to handle. Listen, fame brings so many fake friends, and you don't know they are fake friends because maybe you never had friends, and all of a sudden everybody loves you. All of a sudden, like, oh, you could not ever get a girl, and all of a sudden you can get all of the girls. So instead of being in smart and just choosing one that you like and that it seems like a great person, you will take everything you can, and then you end up being used by the system. And this is what happens to a lot of reality shows contestants. They get super famous for very quick out of a sudden, and if they are very smart and they had a plan in their head, they use that fame quick and the money that arises for, they know like, okay, I have 2 years to turn this into something tangible. So they use that to create the basis of their business, of whatever. They open the YouTube channel, they make movies, they do whatever they can. And then when the fame from the reality show starts fading, they created their own brand, and then they continue marching. But most of these people are too young to understand everything that I'm saying. So they get super famous and they get invited, they get paid to go to parties, all these things. They go to all these interviews and they think everybody will love them forever. And then when there's the new season of the reality show, everybody is done with them. So this is why now you have people that become professional reality show goers. They go from one show to another because they are craving the fame that brings the money, that brings the millions of followers, and maybe the brands that give them something. But they don't understand that it's a business. They just I just want to be famous, and this is why a lot of them, they also commit suicide, or they go bad because, yeah, listen, all of a sudden you have all the love in the world, and maybe you're gonna say something that you used to, the way you used to talk usually, and all of a sudden this love that you had turns into all the hate of the world, and nobody is ready for that. A lot of people are not ready for that. A lot of people are now ready to have money. And listen, when I say money, I'm not talking about 1 million. I'm talking about 50,000 in your bank account. A lot of people are not ready to have 50,000 in their bank account because they don't know what they're gonna do with it. They don't have a plan. I know a guy. He makes like 3,000. Wait, his rent was, I don't know. Let's say, I know some guys, the rent of their house is like 1,000, and they make 30,000 in one time because of whatever. And they say, yo, I have 30,000. I'm gonna do this, and I tell them, listen, how much is your rent? Oh, my rent is 800. So I'm like, okay, your rent is 800. Oh, thank you so much, Bruno. Thank you so much for the support. I tell them, if your rent is 800, take 10,000 and give to your landlord and pay yourself 1 year of rent. So 800 by 10, So that's 11 and 600, but let's say 12,000, whatever. Take of the 30K you have, take 1 year of rent and pay your rent. Now you have 20K, almost 20K left for whatever you have to do. The other 5K that you have, buy yourself a little bit of independence. If you have a show on YouTube, buy your new camera. If you are a singer, buy yourself a studio at home so you don't need a producer and you can record your stuff and release it yourself. Invest in your future and put a little bit on the side and have fun with 5,000. That's more than enough. And when you go have fun, don't stop buying the bottles for all your friends. No, keep having everybody pay their share, because 5,000 is not a lot of money. It is and it's not. So, try to see if you can survive with these 5,000 plus the shows that you're going to do and whatever. Try to survive with that as long as possible and try to keep 10,000 on the side for bad days. And the good thing that's going to happen is that since you pay your rent for a year, you don't have this stress anymore for a whole year. And you have a whole year to figure out if you can find another way to make another magic 30K. And every time you make one, pay another 1 year of rent, or maybe start investing in a house, whatever. And a lot of people, because they don't have this way of thinking, what they keep doing is they see the money as easy, and whenever the money arrives, they spend it all in futile stuff, brands, a bag, shirts, shoes, etc., so they can impress people that they don't like and that don't like them. And then they come, and when the money is dry, they try to do another show, or they try to do another way to get money again, and then they get inside of the prison of the shows, or the prison of the reality shows, or the prison of whatever it is their business. And one day, for whatever reason, everything can stop. Just like that. One day, poof, no more shows. Because, I don't know, people moved on, there's new kids in the block, and you are not relevant anymore, whatever. And all of a sudden, you didn't have a whole year rent paid, or you didn't buy a house or whatever, and all of a sudden you are stuck in the limbo of not knowing what to do. And you get depressed, you get stressed, so you try to sell your show for half the price. And now people will exploit you, and now you fucked. And a lot of people don't realize that about fame. Because I believe that yeah, they are. I believe that people people, people are obsessed with the idea of being famous, and they believe that it's so great to be famous, when, just like everything in life, it comes with the good sides and the bad sides. The good sides, you go for free everywhere, you drink for free, people know you, people whatever, right? You go places, people want to do photos. It's great. It's great for your ego. You go in the shopping mall and people want to do photos. It's amazing for the ego. Until one day you want to go buy bread, and you in a hurry, and you are sick, and you look like shit, and you dress like shit, and people want to do a photo, and you're like, oh shit, they're gonna post me like that on Instagram, and they're like, I'm so sorry, I cannot do a photo like this, look, I don't look great. And they're like, who do you think you are? I was your number one fan, I loved you so much, this is how you treat your fans, motherfucker. And you're like, or you want to go to the shopping and you want to go to the movies, and the movie is starting in 2 minutes, and people want to do photos, and of course you're going to be like, okay, but quick, because I really don't have time. I'm sorry, the movie's going to start and I'm with my wife and or my girlfriend or my boyfriend, and people, they're like, yeah, just quick photos, and then they look, oh, I don't like myself, can we do it again? Okay, quick. And then when you're like, I'm so sorry, that like it's time, then their mother is like, oh, that's his work. He's have to stay do all your photos until we're done with him. And you're like, hey, I'm not an object. And sometimes people think you're an object. People think you are a trophy. People think, like, listen, I've told you stories about you're about to be with a girl in the bed and you realize that she just wants to be with you because you're famous. And some people will use that, right? But some others, they were like, oh, it's a double-edged sword, and you have to know how to navigate. And especially, even if everything is fine about fame, right? People never tell you how to survive fame. When I talk about survive fame, is after, when you are not famous anymore. Some people, they're scared to get a regular job at the post office or at McDonald's or anywhere, because they're like, yeah, but they will recognize me. Say, so what? You're working, you're doing your job, and it's fine. Like, you are a decent individual trying to work to feed your family. And it's so funny when people that work at McDonald's will mock you for working at McDonald's. Some people, it seems like some people are funny because whoever was famous is not famous anymore. And now they're mocking you for not being famous when it's not your fault. Sometimes you are famous because your song was great and people loved it. And then you're not famous anymore because people just moved on from you. And it doesn't mean that you're not a great singer anymore or whatever. It's just people just moved on. Happens. But some people are going to be mean because, yeah, look at the comment section. Look at the chat. Some people, I don't know, they have nothing else to do. And they're going to be happy that you're not famous anymore. And nobody prepares you for that, for landing. So because nobody prepares you for landing, so landing from fame, usually it's a crash. And you are between the mockery, between not knowing what to do, between being scared of whatever. Oh, listen, you might be used to whenever you go out, people that want to do photos with you. And maybe now you go out and nobody wants to do photo with you. And it might make you feel something. I don't care personally, but some people get used to fame. They get used to, going in a club without paying, without doing the line. And all of a sudden they're doing the line. And some people, it might mess with you if you never thought in your life that it would be over one day. And listen, it just, hey,